I would like to highlight that I was a student from the years 1980, preschool, through university graduation in 1999, and then I did some employment for about 4 months, and then I had to leave a full-time job because you don't understand that I am a student, and it costs money to be a student. I am not employed, and I make money off of employment. That means you took my resume and gave all my money to all the employees, and I left in 4 months. So I have things set up here I don't need. I don't need this new, not used plastic bag from a supermarket to wrap up that I want to open this with a scissors and only use a part of it. Then I need to wrap the remainder of it and store it again in the refrigerator. So this is to be thrown out from Marie Callender's. But I have it here that I rinsed it with water. I cannot afford to use on something I would throw away in the dumpster because it's disposable. But I did rinse this off with tap water that it can't afford, and neither can I. And just because I was a student for so many years doesn't mean that I don't have any money. It means that it depends if I'm any good at what I do. Are you good at being employed and you have money? But you're not myself, the soul of the superior founder. So it's not your money, it's mine. But I still did have to make money because you don't stop moving the money in the banking. You do move it, and I do have that I move it as well, but I don't obtain the money that I moved. And you are deceased right here. You did not obtain the money that you moved, but you cashed out money, and then you made more money that way. You made money off of cashing out money. That is the same thing as interest on a credit card, that you say you make a payment, and then you get a receipt that you made a payment, but you don't have a zero balance in God. That is somebody who says that they will acknowledge that you made a payment, but you don't have a zero balance. You have that you made a payment and you got a receipt. Your debt is still there, and then the balance due might be like zero, like you cannot pay on the same debt twice or more than twice. So if I want to open this bag of, and then I want to put it in here, I have to maybe consume about this much of it. There is something in here like paperboard that doesn't fit inside of the pie tin. So what I need is to cover it and that it would fit in here. Right? But it's not a good fit. Let me pick up the camera. Does Hollywood plan how they are going to move their cameras around? Because I am making a very large strain of just myself with this one camera, and it is more in God to have somebody operating a camera and somebody else is the subject the camera is focused on and recording. That takes more in God to do than what I am doing here with a handheld camera. We do not afford that the television is cabled. We do not afford that the movie theaters have been accessible to the public parking lots where people park their cars and go into a movie theater. Now it's more that people are watching cabled television, or maybe you are finally just using the internet. like I am. I am not making new television to watch at this time. I am making my leverage on deceasement on the internet. So I would like to talk about my teacher, Mrs. Johnson. She is not nice as a person, even though she is just as good of a teacher as everybody else misses something at Homestead High School and all of my other schools. Mrs. Johnson, you cannot afford the Tupperware in your kitchen. If she is Mrs. Johnson, she is there by a house that is Johnson. Yeah. I don't want to know Howard Chait and Mrs. Johnson together, and you are like the Howard Johnson Motel where Charles Toe made me stay in San Diego, California, because Charles Toe wanted me to pay his way through landlording because he doesn't report to the landlord what he said to Becky. Al swears alone. I have parents I don't trust, the mom to the dad to the mom, because they don't have a life that way together. They are not mom and dad alive together. They are alive, first the mom, then the dad. First Donna, then Hans. Parents, figures to Cheryl, and then Becky is not due. So, I want to open this. I can take the cookie dough out and set it in this pie tray. It depends how desperate I am. So which way should I save the cookie dough that is I'm not going to use tonight? I can wrap this packaging in that plastic bag that is from the supermarket and tie it, and it will have much of the air on the outside. Or I can take the cookie dough out of this packaging and put it up. I know we don't want to separate it from its mascot here. This is for the freshness. It will tell you the freshness date. Oh, so we should keep it. The freshness date is right here. That should stay with the cookie dough. It should stay with it. So I think I will not use the pie tin because it has some kind of, like, it won't fit in there. It doesn't fit right here. Mrs. Johnson, you owe me brand new Tupperware because I said so. Yes, you do not just grade my papers with everybody else in the same class. Because I said so, you owe me Tupperware. I am none higher than he deceased. Well, you are insensitive. You are Mrs. Johnson and you are overweight and you do not leave the school because you really don't sit up out of a bed at that weight. And you should be black. But you're not, you're white. You're an illegal Johnson. You do not stay at the Howard Johnson Motel and operate the front desk. You are trying to be a high school teacher. You are bad for Abby Bush, who has the last name Bush like Bush Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. And she is a student. I know her from Homestead High School, tennis, after school, when she was 14 years old, when I was 14 years old. Well, she has the last name of a beer company, a brewery, and she is a student. That is not due. She's outside homeless with that name. Well, why is Mrs. Johnson in this school? You are a bad example for the children. Abby Bush should not be in this school with that Mrs. Johnson is not in the school. You did not talk to her about herself. Does anyone talk to the students about themselves when they're not due in the school? Mom, when you are homeless in my house, do you talk to me about myself and tell me that if I have a big nose, it's my fault that I am myself being ridiculed by people who look at me and think that I have a big nose and I am not due near them? And I'm not due near you either, am I, Mom, in my own house? Because it's your house that way. If you think I am not due near you in my house, I must not be due in my house. And here I am not in my house. Well, let's end that here. Mrs. Johnson, where's the Tupperware I need so I can make these cookies and store the rest of them for another time? If I always never have what I need, yeah, I know, let me say it again. If I always never have what I need that is mine to myself, because you are not myself is alive that way for you. And what you call freedom. How am I to get anything out of my need? And then how are you to get anything out of my need so that you know you need my need? You cut it off at the start, at the beginning, before it can progress. You cut it off that you don't know what I need. And you don't know how you need it that way, but I am myself and I have the need as myself. So how am I going to get through to you that you just destroyed your own life with what you didn't believe in because you didn't have a life that way, because you said no to a life with yourself? And then there are so many people just like you. Did Jesus set you up to be that way? Yes, but he is not alive. What is your excuse for that? All of you look different, but you all say the same thing. You all say no to alive, and then you keep things for yourself, and you tell the God inside yourself that he's going to be okay, when he doesn't want to be alive with you that way at all. And then you make him have to make alive for you, that he is interested in the kind of a life you want to live. Well, I'm alive. I don't have time for you that way. I'm not interested in you that way. So how do you know how to have sex? I am not your sex education teacher, and I'm telling you what an utter disaster you are to my life. I am disappointed that my sex offenders ain't got to tell you what to do. But I deceased myself out of the order of alive. And you did not think that I would ever get out from under what you did to me. But I am in the order. I made the order that I am deceasing my order of feminine genitals on the Godhead myself out of alive. That means they are not, this genitals on myself, like here and now, is not in my order of any of the creations that are past, present, or future. It is not in the order, not past, not present, not future, like not ahead of myself, anytime ahead of myself, not ever again. And it's in order, like, and I can say that with myself. And I don't have a way to say to you what you said to me. How am I going to separate? How am I going to, I guess the word in Law and Order on television, NBC network, the word is severance. But they don't exactly say it the way I would mean it. I want severance from what you are, because you are optional and I am myself in order. So I want severance, but to do that, I must take my order out of the order of alive. So afterlife will be superior founder for to go on that path. Like, how do I say this? It's here and now I am going out of the order. No, I am out of the order, but the body is not deceased out of formed yet, because you are holding me informed, because you are over extending myself. You are exploiting myself, a past that I am saying this to the camera, that I am out of the order. Feminine genitals on the Godhead are out of the order of creations, all eternal. And you are still exploiting me after I say that because you don't believe a word I say. So it is going to Superior Founder on that. Afterlife is Superior Founder. Afterlife, I have to say it that way, unfortunately. Yes, you don't believe me. There is none higher than me. I speak for myself is me. This has been out of the refrigerator for some time. They smell like brownies a little. So I can use my hand to touch the cookie dough, but what do I want? Tongs, but I didn't bring them to the table. And then after that, I will need something else to move the cookies after I use the oven. The scissors is outrageous to myself. I can't use the scissors anymore. Okay, this is maybe not as cold as I was hoping it would be. So they've been out of the fridge maybe too long. So I will make a few of them. Is 3 enough? I am full from the food that I ate so far today. But this is dessert, so I'm not due to be really hungry for something else, or I'm not really hungry. Oh, I've got some dough on the plastic. Okay. Okay. I am going homeless here in the threatening because I'm so angry I died. Do you get so angry that you set off your wild mouth? Do you get so angry that you are ordered to say something, announcement of yourself being formed? Yes, but you don't have formed as an order while I am alive here. You have illegal genitals. To announce yourself is formed. You are not due to announce yourself is formed with illegal genitals on yourself. They are not really formed yet. Now I can say they are not formed. Witnesses myself, lever into alive. Okay, this is going back into the fridge. I'm going to use this plastic bag because I've been using them for the soup mix I've been making. Okay, I'm going to wrap it like a baby. I guess I can wrap it this way to keep the air in or air out. How do you say airtight, you know? So it's like this. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not a Tupperware, but it'll do. So I have these 3 cookies here. Cookie dough. They are to be cookies. I am going to cook them. And I have some M&Ms that I opened before. I'm going to use an already open bag of M&Ms because I have an illegal scissors here that is not replaceable at this time. I have dismissed that you would send me any scissors. Instacart, you are illegal. So I have the bag of M&Ms open. I will move the camera I don't want to reach over it. I have the cookie dough in my sleeve, so I have to move something here. Okay. I don't want my sleeve to touch the cookie dough. Now I need the M&M to have the M side up. The M&M has M only on one side. Okay, and it says dark to tell you what kind of M&M it is, which is dark chocolate inside. There it says dark chocolate right there. And then the M&M says dark on it. The M is on one side. This has the word dark in white over yellow, and it is not easy to read it. But I am saying it says dark because this one says dark. So I'll just put this here. I did put my hand back. I suppose if I do this over again, what I would do differently is take out all the M&Ms at once for these three cookie dough. And then I would not put my hand back in the bag, but I did that already. I just caught myself too late. Okay, now I remember what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to oven the three cookie dough, and then when it comes out, I am supposed to set in the M&Ms into the warm cookie. Yeah, but I'm not going to take this off and eat it, am I? Because it doesn't go in the oven because it will crack. The M&M will crack if I put it in the oven. Well, I never tried it with dark M&Ms in the oven. It was peanut butter M&Ms is what I went in the oven, yeah. And they did crack open. Well, should I eat these too or just leave them and put them in the oven? All right. So how's that for a mental defect, huh? Well, I'm okay now. All right, I'm gonna put these in the oven. And this is goodbye for now.